Good evening. Tonight on the TMT Tribe, we're going to learn all about milk kefir. Milk kefir is my favorite fermented food. This is the one fermented food that I consume every single day without fail. I will not miss it. It's my absolute favorite. We're going to give people a couple of seconds to get online and join us here. I actually need one more thing I forgot. Evening, welcome. So the things that we need to make milk kefir, pretty darn simple. We're gonna need milk kefir grains, which I will show you guys in a little bit, and we need milk. And then you just need a receptacle for your grains to live in. Mine just live in this half-gallon jar. And then you need a strainer. I like to use my strainer in a canning funnel to make it sit right on top of a jar. So I strain it from one jar into another jar for very easy access. So why milk kefir? Why do I love milk kefir so much? Well, it is an absolute microbial powerhouse. This amazing fermented food has so much diversity. We're talking in the 50 to 80 different strains of beneficial bacteria and yeast. That is a lot of diversity. The majority of supplements you'll find will have one strain, 2 strains, maybe 10 strains. Nowhere near the diversity that you're going to get in a homemade milk kefir. Now, the store-bought stuff, the things that say milk kefir at the grocery store, majority of them are not real milk kefir. They're just yogurt. They're just in a different container. It's not actually milk kefir. The stuff at the store maybe has 5 strains, 50 to 80 strains in the homemade milk kefir. That is huge. And that will build that diversity into your body. So the more beneficial microbes, the more variety of microbes you have in your body, the better your immune system is going to be. Okay? Very, very powerful medicine. This is food medicine, okay? And not only that, not only the microbes, there's on top of the microbes, it unlocks the nutrients in your milk. So the nutrients that your body has to fight to convert into B vitamins, they have to create it into the bioavailable form. It doesn't come already digested. Your body has to do it for you. Well, when you add those milk kefir grains into your milk and let the microbes do their job, they break down all of the things that are hard to digest in dairy. They eat the lactose sugar out of it. They eat the casein out of it. They unlock the nutrients. So they unlock the magnesium, the phosphorus, the calcium, the vitamin D, the vitamin A, the K2. It turns it into K2. This literally makes, you need to not interrupt me. I'm in the middle of talking. Thank you. I'm trying to tell them something. You hear me talking. Thank you. Okay. It makes those all available to your body. All right. So if you have impaired digestion, like a lot of the population does, they say, oh, I'm lactose intolerant. Oh, I can't tolerate dairy. Oh, I get an upset stomach when I drink milk. All of those issues are because you're lacking the microbes and the enzymes that your body needs to digest the milk, the lactose, and that takes all of the things out of it. Your friend thought that you would pack on pounds from the protein. First of all, protein does not make you fat. Carbohydrates make you fat. A. B, You don't have to drink a ton of it to get the good benefits. So if you just do like a cup of milk kefir a day, that's not going to make you gain weight. That's not how that works. I drink sometimes a half a gallon of milk kefir in the day. I've been doing this for 2+ years. I am not packing on the pounds. It's just about knowing what's in your food and what it helps build your body up, right? Hey, Alyssa, good to see you. So when you start drinking milk kefir, I always recommend starting smaller. So start off with a teaspoon and then work up to a tablespoon and then work up to a half a cup and then work up to a cup and incrementally increase the amount that you take. And that's going to help to improve your body's tolerance. That's going to help to make sure that you're healing your leaky gut and really help you tolerate it much, much better. Yes, Alyssa's correct. Most people are not eating enough protein. For your body to maintain your skeletal muscle, you need 1 gram of protein per pound of your ideal body weight per day. So for me, that looks like 130 grams of protein per day. So in each cup of milk kefir, you're getting between 8 and 10 grams of protein. I personally use kefir as a meal replacement, so I will drink it as my breakfast. And so I drink a quart of kefir, which is half of this. I drink this much kefir every day for breakfast. That is my breakfast. It has 40 grams of protein in it. It has all sorts of nutrients in it. The only nutrient that is missing from milk kefir is vitamin C. And so to get vitamin C, I add something called baobab powder, which is a fruit. You could do acerola flower, or acerola fruit. Oh, I'm so glad. You're just chilling. Your sister-in-law is Czech and grew up on kefir. Yes. That's beautiful. Thank you. So this is my baobab powder that I add to it. And I actually add more than the serving size. I do this scoop. So that's about 2 tablespoons in my half gallon of milk kefir, my quart of kefir every morning. And I just mix it in. And it tastes kind of like mango, like a less sweet mango. And it adds a lot of vitamin C. Also adds prebiotic fiber, so it's fantastic. She sent you home with grains from Texas. That is so awesome. Yeah, you have to believe it. Like the people in Czech Republic, Poland, Russia, they live on this stuff. Like the kefir there is no joke. My friend from Poland, she went to visit and she sent me so many pictures of the kefir in there, and they just have such a variety. It's all plain kefir. They don't add a bunch of sugar and junk to it. And it actually had real live strains in it. It wasn't just the fake strains that they use or the yogurt strains that they use to make the fake kefir in the store. So let's go ahead and we will strain milk kefir. And then we will talk about ways you can use it, because you don't just have to drink it. There's tons of different ways to do it. You were spoiled. Oh, I bet you were. I love that so much. All right. So like I said, I like to use a canning funnel, and I have my strainer sitting in my canning funnel like that. Makes it really easy. Yes, the powder that I use is called baobab powder. I buy the one from Bulk Supplements. It's spelled B-A-O-B-A-B, fruit powder. I love it. I use it every single day. So before we start straining, I like to give it a little stir. Sometimes it's separated. If you see big pockets of whey in there, that's totally fine. That means that the kefir grains are done eating, basically. So when you see that separation and the clear part, they are done. They have eaten all of the lactose out of your milk, and they are ready to be fed again. Yeah, you would definitely gain weight from the store-bought kefir. Too much sugar, too little nutrients. Yeah, 100%. You're totally right, Alyssa. It's all about what kind of kefir you're drinking. You want one of those tools? Yeah, they're very nice. They're super nifty. Okay. So I'll give that a stir. And then I just pour it into my strainer. If you have a bigger strainer, even better. You could just pour the whole thing in there. So nice. And then you just stir it vigorously and ruthlessly until you've pushed all of the kefir through your funnel. Hey, Britt. Just like that. And you'll start seeing these little globs that are left in your strainer. And they're rubbery. They kind of look like cottage cheese or almost like little cauliflower florets if you like cut off the top of a cauliflower. I'll show you guys. One second. Let me wipe off the bottom. Always scrape the bottom of your strainer so you don't lose your kefir there. There we go. So there's my kefir grains. And there's a bunch more in this jar still. So we're just going to keep adding and straining. Tell me you named your kefir. I didn't name my kefir. You know, I'm really not a person who names my cultures. I didn't name my sourdough starter. I haven't named my kefir. Well, yes. So I'm fermenting in a half of a half gallon, so a quart. So there will be probably a cup of kefir grains in here. And they will double in size. When they're happy, they will double every single week. So you can separate them off and you can eat them. You can give them to your animals. My chickens lose their minds over kefir grains. They absolutely love them. You can put them in your smoothie. You can plant them in your garden. You can give them to your friends and family. I ship them all over the country, so you can ship them to someone even. Alyssa says, I named one of mine, but it made me sad when my kids broke the jar and I didn't name them after that. Oh, it's sad. That's sad. Alyssa had a giant kefir grain. So the milk kefir grains can be a whole variety of shapes and sizes. You could have really big kefir grain. You can have stringy kefir grains. You could have little tiny kefir grains. And they will just keep growing and growing. The happier they are, the more they grow. So don't even worry. As long as they're growing, they are doing the thing. Now, when I have extras, a lot of the time I will split off a couple tablespoons of the kefir grains and put them in a plastic bag and chuck them in the freezer. Just in the off chance something crazy happens and my milk kefir grains get messed up. So like say I dropped this jar and shattered it and there was glass in my milk kefir grains. No big deal. I have some backup in the freezer. That's the safest way to make sure you have culture ready to go. And after they come out of the freezer, they can be a little sad for a bit. So you may have to feed them and drink it for a couple of days before it starts getting really nice and thick again. Same with the refrigerator. You can technically take your milk kefir grains, put them in some milk, pop them in the refrigerator, and leave them in there to sit. I don't recommend it, but you can do it. I personally feel like freezing it's a better bet. Like it's a safer bet. They get kind of sad in the refrigerator. Freezing them puts them right to sleep. In the fridge, they're just like, we're cold. Oh, we ate all our food. Oh, we're sad, So fridge for sure. But also, if you're leaving for a long weekend and you can't take your kefir grains with you, just leave them on the counter. They'll be perfectly fine. In fact, I read that they are even happier after taking a little bit of break from eating. They like a fast. So you can definitely leave them on the counter. I have a friend, she's like my pressure tester for milk kefir grains, okay? She is the most abusive kefir mama. And she has left her kefir grains sitting on the counter in the same milk for 14 days plus. And then she just feeds them and they come right back and they're fine. So don't worry if you forget about them for a while, as long as they're not moldy. If they still look normal, go for it. Yours are in the fridge chilling right now. Yeah, so I try not to put them in the refrigerator if possible, especially if you're drinking kefir every day. Try making a small enough portion that you drink the amount that you make every day. That's the ideal scenario. So if you're going to drink a half a cup of kefir every day, make a half a cup of kefir every day. And as your kefir grains grow, just pull out the extra and just keep it at that half a cup. Just like I do, I make 4 cups minimum every day, but a lot of the time I make a half a gallon of kefir. So just make the amount that you're going to consume. In the summer, during farmer's market season, on farmer's market day, I almost only eat kefir. Like it's a kefir fast day for me because I'm so busy. And this is a pre-digested food. It fills my belly. It gives me energy, makes me feel so good. Yeah, they'll forgive you. They really they forgive you more. I honestly think that they're more angry in the fridge than just being neglected on the counter, if we're being completely honest. Okay, so I'm stirring this. We're getting all of our kefir into the jar. My grains have a variety of shapes. I don't have any really like giant ones, but there are some that almost look like a sheet of something. They taste like lemony almost, like tart gummy bears without the sweetness, right? I quite like it. I don't mind the flavor at all, but I'm very much on the kefir train. You get so buzzed socializing. I'm proud of you for remembering to even drink the kefir. Yeah, no, I definitely get that social extrovert high, you know? But that's me at the farmer's market. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm hungry. I've got my quart of kefir. I'm like, oh. You found their favorite spot to ferment. That's perfect. Find them their little nesting ground, the place to keep them. Mine live right here on the windowsill, and they're happy there year round. We're coming into summer now. So in the summer, your kefir is going to ferment a lot faster. So you can do a couple of different things to help mitigate them getting over sour. You can reduce the kefir grains in your jar. You can plan on doing a shorter ferment. So you could like strain them at night, ferment them just for the 12 hours, and then strain them again in the morning if you want your kefir to be creamy. You can let it get over fermented, and over fermented with kefir is not a bad thing. It's going to be more tart, but you can fix that tart flavor. It's not a hard thing to fix, and I will show you guys how to do it. It's so easy. It is a thing that I call second fermenting. And so what we do to second ferment is we take our strained kefir and we give it more food. So I'll show you that in just a second. So I'm done straining my grains. I probably have, that's about a cup of grains in there. There's quite a bit in there. And I'm going to pop this funnel back on my jar, and I'm just going to flip my grains back into their original jar. It does not have to be washed on the regular basis. The kefir's microbes help to keep that jar safe for the kefir, so you don't have to worry about anything getting gross or moldy in there. Yes, a shorter ferment plus a non-negotiable second ferment got Alyssa through the summer last year. Exactly. It helps a lot. That second ferment helps a ton. So I'm going to feed my kefir grains. Generally speaking, or for me, in the summer, I like to keep 1 tablespoon of grains per cup of milk, okay? So if you're just making a half a cup of milk, you can use a teaspoon of grains, okay? If you're making 4 cups, you can do 4 tablespoons of grains. I'm still it's a little cool here still, so I'm still doing quite a bit more grains than usual, but these I will taper down as it gets hotter and hotter, okay? So to this, I'm going to add 4 cups of my milk, or about half the jar. And then I'm going to add my lid, and my kefir grains have now been fed. I'm going to give this a little shake just to grab any grains that are stuck to the sides. And that is it. So by tomorrow morning, this will be kefir, okay? And then you can strain it in the morning if you want. You can strain it in the evening. I tend to strain at night because I drink my kefir for breakfast. So I strain it at night and then I second ferment it. And then that kefir is ready when I wake up, and that's what I drink. I'm going to set this in its spot. Right there on the windowsill. Okay. Now to second ferment. Second fermenting is how you can really stretch your kefir supply. Okay. So in the summer, you can take a cup of kefir and give it 3 cups of milk and set that out on the counter for 12 hours. And when you wake up in the morning, that whole jar is now kefir. The microbes in the kefir will eat through that fresh milk. They will become stronger, more potent, and it will make the flavor of your kefir much milder and more palatable. So it is definitely a good idea to second ferment in the summer, because if you don't, your kefir might be a little sour. So in this jar, we're going to do a second ferment. I have roughly 4 cups of kefir in here. And to this, I'm going to add 4 cups of fresh milk. Just like that. And I will put a lid on this, and we're just going to set this on the counter until tomorrow morning. So when I wake up, it will be fully kefired, and I usually drink half of this jar in the morning, and sometimes I give some to the kids if they want it. We'll make a smoothie with it. And a lot of times I will drink half in the morning and half at night. I'm ADHD and I don't always feel like eating. So having something super nutrient dense like this that I can just drink is such a boon for me. It makes me feel so good. So good. So I'm going to pop a lid on this guy really quick. Now, one thing with the second ferment is if your house is pretty hot, you'll want to reduce the amount of kefir slightly as your house gets hotter for the second ferment. So like in the summer, I probably go down to 2 cups of kefir per day, and then I would do the rest as milk. And then the heat will just make those grains so much more active, and then they will be ready in the morning. When they're super active, sometimes they will bulge the lid, they will bubble over and spill. So I like to set this on a plate to make sure that it's not getting all over the counter. I have woken up so many mornings and had little dribbles of kefir whey coming off of my counter, a little puddle on the floor. So I try really hard to remember to put it on a plate. So I just use these little metal plates like that, and it'll sit on the counter, and that's ready to go. It's going to ferment all night, and then I'll have it tomorrow morning for my breakfast. Pretty easy, right? It's fast and it's easy, but not everybody is willing to drink a sour milk beverage. So then the real challenge is, how do I get my friends and family to consume kefir? And how do we do it where they don't even know that they're doing it? And that's where kefir cheese comes in. So there are several different ways you can make kefir cheese. It's almost like Greek yogurt, right? So Greek yogurt is just strained yogurt. Kefir cheese is just strained kefir, okay? So I have a couple different gadgets that I like to use to make kefir cheese. I have this guy here. This is called a jelly strainer. They use this a lot in canning. So you would pour your fruit in here and it'll strain all of the juice out. This is a yogurt press. And so it collects the whey in the bottom and the cheese stays on the top. And once a lot of the moisture is stripped through, you can add this press to it and it will turn it into almost like a cream cheese, thicker cream cheese. My youngest loves kefir and my husband takes his shots of it. Yeah. Kefir cheese. So you make this kefir cheese and then you can make a dip. And making it into a dip is the way to sneak kefir into the normies. I have fed kefir to so many people who had no idea they were eating a microbial food because I made it into a dip. So you can take things like onions and garlic powder and paprika and dill and salt and pepper and turn the kefir cheese into a delicious ranch dip. And the normies don't know. They don't know, okay? You can also make a sweet kefir fruit dip where you take your kefir cheese and you whip up heavy whipping cream, put a little maple syrup in there, put the kefir cheese in there. It literally tastes like a cheesecake, okay? Put some chopped up strawberries, dip those suckers in there. Delicious, okay? There are so many yummy things you could do with this. And if you do it like the press here, it can almost get like a feta where it's like crumbly, and you can put that on salads. You can spread that on sandwiches. You could put that on toast. Like, the possibilities are endless, okay? So I have this kefir here that's been sitting in my fridge, and you see this clear layer on top. That is the whey, and the bottom is curd. And so I'm going to pour this into my yogurt strainer here. And we're just going to use the power of gravity to get this whey separated from the curd. So you remember Little Miss Muffet, curds and whey? These are curds and whey. So I'm just dumping the whole thing in here. And at this point, I cannot put the press on there because it's still too liquidy. I have to let this drip out. So I'm going to let this drip for probably 12 hours. You can put it in the fridge to drip if you want. I leave it on the counter. I like the sour taste. It's going to get more sour the longer it sits out. So I'm just going to pop this lid on here. I love that it has a lid that fits it. So it's self-contained. And you can see it's dripping. The whey is going through right now. It's a very, very fine mesh. And in the morning when I wake up, there'll be like a layer of whey down here. Now that whey does not have to go to waste. You can make drinks with it. You can use it to ferment a soda. You can replace the water in your bread recipe with the whey. You can use the whey in your smoothie. You can give the whey to your chickens, give the whey to your dog. All of the same beneficial microbes that are in the kefir are in that whey. And it's packed with protein too. So it's really, really good for you. One of my favorite ways to use the whey is to make kefir lemonade. So to do that, all you have to do is take that whey, which tastes surprisingly a lot like lemon, squeeze a little bit of lemon juice in there. You can add a little bit of maple syrup to it, stir it up and drink it, girl. It is so good. You know, whey protein, the stuff they sell you at the store, that's what it is. It's just dehydrated whey. Hello, so much protein, so good for you, so powerful for your body. Yes, the lemonade is delicious. Highly recommend it. There is a gal, her page is Cultured Food Life. If you haven't heard of her, she has a ton of really good recipes for fermented foods. And then also I have a kefir mini guide that I would be happy to send to anybody who wants it with loads of recipes in it. And then I also have a bunch of kefir recipes in my book that I have for sale. It's an ebook. So you can definitely grab it that way too. Yeah, you could freeze it. You could freeze the whey. You could freeze the whey in ice cube trays and add it to beverages. So all you have to do to get the mini guide, just send me a message on Instagram and I will send it to you. Just say milk kefir guide and I will send it over. I don't have any automation, so it's just talking to me. I'm always happy to answer any kefir questions anyone has. It's super, super easy. Have I tried dehydrating the whey? I haven't. I haven't had a ton of luck dehydrating liquids. I have a freeze dryer. I've tried to freeze dry a couple different liquids and they've never really come out super well. So I'm going to have to mess with that some more. Maybe if I froze them first. Yeah, there's a lot of really, really good stuff in my book. I have all the fermented veggie recipes in there. I have a bunch of sourdough recipes in there. Misha's here. Hi, Misha. I have kefir recipes in there. I've got fermented condiment recipes in there. I was manifested. Oh, I'm so happy I can help. Yay. You should join my TMT tribe on Skool. We have a community on Skool where we talk about all this stuff and learn about ferments. I teach all of the ferments, not just kefir. I do all the fermented veggies. I do natto. I do a bunch of different yogurts, kefir, everything. Like, so many delicious fermented foods that are just so fantastic for healing your gut, making you feel so much better, getting those nutrients into your body. It's the absolute best. Absolute best. It's such a nice place to be because everyone who's in the community is there to learn how to heal their body. And they're taking that step to go and learn it and find people that know and like really dig in. Misha is one of my absolute favorite people in the whole wide world. And she's one of my greatest success stories. I have a talk on YouTube that you can watch if you'd like. And I talk about Misha in there. She told us the other day that she went to her Crohn's doctor because she had a bunch of stuff going on. She had Crohn's, IBD, IBS, ulcerative colitis, gastroparesis. Like, she had so many gut issues, and we fixed it using foods. And her Crohn's doctor said she's completely clear. The Crohn's is gone. So that is an amazing, amazing result. And she was on some serious pharmaceuticals trying to get this stuff under control. And the pharmaceuticals did not help. Do you know what did help? Food. Powerful food as medicine. Pretty awesome. Your GI doc has been pestering you to get on meds? Yeah, no, girl, we can fix that. We can fix that with food. And her GI doc was shocked, honestly. Misha said, my GI doc was shocked. And she was super sick. Like, bedridden sick. And we got her, 100%. She feels so much better. She's gained the weight back. She's able to play with her grandkids again. She's gone on vacation. She's working with her husband. Now it's like, it's so awesome. It's so awesome. So powerful. So this stuff really does work. You just have to be willing to do the thing and make the change. Yeah, you were really sick. Super sick. Misha said, I couldn't have done it without Vanessa. I was really sick, bedridden for 3 years. Yeah, pretty crazy. How much of a difference? Like, she couldn't eat meat. Like, there was just like so many bad meds on board for her that we were able to get her off of. How many meds did you get off of, Misha? Like 6 prescription meds that she took herself off of? I think it was 6. She might correct me. It was a lot. Yes. She's doing so fantastic. Does anyone have any kefir questions? It's pretty straightforward. You're up to 130. Whoop, whoop. Oh, you have RA. Yeah, we could definitely do some major healing on RA too. So amazing. Yeah, she's doing fantastic. I'm so happy for her. She's like one of the most dramatic, best stories. Although Alyssa and her family have been amazing too. Alyssa came to me right before I started coaching, and I was like, you guys are going to be my last free coaching clients. And I coached her whole family. We healed the whole family. What did we help get rid of, Alyssa? Food allergies. We got rid of eczema. What else did we clear? We cleared up Misha's husband's eczema with diet, and he had horrible eczema. You can see the video of that on my page too. It was crazy. We can heal a lot of stuff. GERD, we fixed the GERD. My kefir has been separating crazy fast lately. It's been thinner, and I prefer, although I still love it. Am I letting it, I lost it. Am I letting it ferment too long? Potentially, or maybe too many grains. Now that it's warming up, you might need to reduce your grains. I've been the same weight for years because of my inflammation. I was hoping to heal with kefir as a first step. Kefir is a really good place to start. For tackling RA, the very first thing I would do is remove processed foods. So we're talking packaged, pre-made foods, anything with conventional grains. So we're talking restaurant, pizza, and anything that you buy in a box. All of those foods, gone. Seed oils need to go immediately. I would get on boron for sure. You can either do internal or you could do boron baths. I would get on black seed oil immediately. And then I would work on your gut healing. So initially for gut healing, you want to start getting the tight junctions back together. So if you have RA, you have leaky gut. So the inside of your gut has junctions, and they're supposed to be like this, where nothing can pass through. But the majority of the population, it's like this. You see those gaps? The microbes, the food particles, everything get through those gaps. So you have to heal that and get it tight again. So removing those bad foods, the conventional grains, the processed foods, the seed oils, and then bringing in things like slippery elm, apples, stewed apples are fantastic, carrots, if you do the peeled carrots, and then meat stock, really good place to start. Do that for 2 weeks, and then you can start introducing fermented foods. And those fermented foods are gonna, boom, drop your inflammation like crazy. Alyssa's list came through. Let's see. So we got rid of the allergies. We got rid of eczema. We worked on the hormones. We're getting those together. We got rid of her migraines too. Yeah, I'm so happy. Fauza's here. Thanks for helping me heal my acid reflux. Can't do without my kefir. Just had some wonderful Fauza. Fauza's one of my friends too. Clear that junk out. Bye to all the junk they're putting in our food. Yes. I buy my black seed oil. I buy the micro ingredients black seed oil. It's really good quality. And I take it just like this. I go, I measure with my heart. I just kind of squirt it down my throat. I take this every night. I've taken boron tablets, black seed oil, and I'm still struggling with inflammation in my elbows. Have you done red light therapy for your elbows? Red light therapy is really, really, really powerful for inflammation. Every time I'm hurting, if anything is hurting at all, I will put that red light on it and it'll knock it out. I even got this really nifty knee red light for my mother-in-law. It has a vibrate setting. Red light is one of my favorites. All right. Oh, am I still taking the fermented cod liver oil? Yes. I take the Green Pastures. Green Pastures fermented cod liver oil daily. Tom's sleep apnea is almost gone too, and his GERD was bad. You were allergic to the world, including the sun. Yes. You guys have had such amazing improvements. Alyssa just said, I forgot to tell you, I checked my weight for the first time in months, and I'm down 15 pounds. exciting. So Alyssa had weight loss resistance. It just did not want to come off. And she's like, I'm not eating. I don't eat anything. I can't lose weight. But when you have weight loss resistance, a lot of times you're eating too little, so little that your body is in fight or flight and it refuses to let go of that food. So once we started nourishing her body and feeding her properly, she is starting to lose weight. Oh, I'm so excited. Where do you buy the red light therapy from? I bought them on Amazon. There's a lot of really good red light therapy companies on there. And I also buy the black seed oil on Amazon. Pretty much everything cool I buy either comes from Costco or Amazon. So they have some really nice like belt ones. And actually this might work on an elbow. Yeah, it probably would. The knee one would work on an elbow. This one's cordless and just kind of straps on. That would definitely be worth trying. Another thing that might work really well to start adding is castor oil. Packs on your elbows at night would definitely be worth a shot. It's such a fantastic feeling. Alyssa's been struggling with her weight for a very, very long time. And the doctors just kept telling her to eat less. Just eat less. Oh, you're pregnant with twins? Eat less. And that just made her worse and worse. Yes, Lena, I do have a storefront. It is linked in my bio. You can go on there and I have couple of red lights on there that I have purchased, and I have the black seed oil on there, I believe. If you don't see it on there, just let me know and I can always add it for you. Or I'm always happy to send links. If you guys DM me, I am the most responsive person in messages. I will help you find whatever you need. If you're like, oh, I can't figure out where the black, I will grab you a link. It takes me 3 seconds. I am so happy to do that for you guys. It takes me no time to find it for you. I am super proficient at going on Amazon and finding links for people. So literally ask me anytime. Feel free to DM me. If you have questions about milk kefir, if you have questions about fermented foods in general, just health questions, like seriously, it's true. I am very responsive. Yep, and that pregnant from IVF because I was told I was too broken to ever get pregnant on my own. Lies. Yes. Yes, Alyssa. Yeah. We're healing her hormones now. We're getting to the point now where she's able to get pregnant. So, very exciting. Everyone's like, confirmed, Vanessa's good. Yeah, I'm all in the DMs. All in those DMs. And Alyssa's been with me for what now? 2 years? 2 years? Probably. Close to it. It's been a minute. Yeah, she's doing fantastic. So much better. So don't hesitate to ask because we can figure something out. And if you guys aren't in the TMT tribe yet, absolutely go join it. It's free to join and I post things in there. When I do lives like this, I'll post this and I'll put the recipe to whatever I'm doing in there. And then just like talk to the people, make a post, ask a question. Like we're happy to communicate and answer questions. 1.5 years. Yeah. We've been working together for a while. We were like instant besties. But that's how I am with most everybody. If you want to be my friend, I'm happy to be your friend. I'd be the best friend you ever had. Oh, I'm so happy you're feeling inspired, chasing the sun. Alyssa is a fantastic testimony. I'm going to have to add her to my, you want to be in my talk next year, Alyssa? Oh, we can add you to my talk too. Yeah. So yeah, you don't feel like, oh, I have this food intolerance. I'm never going to be able to eat cinnamon again. Like Alyssa can eat cinnamon now. She couldn't eat bananas. She can eat bananas now. Like all of these foods that she thought she was allergic to, she wasn't allergic to them. Her body was leaking. Yay! All right, ladies. And I don't know if there's any gents in here. Any other questions? That would be fun. Oh, walnuts, coconut. She had a lot of allergies. And we cleared those allergies up fairly quickly. Like it was under a year. It was probably like 6 months before you started saying, oh crap, I can eat this again, right? It was pretty fast. I have a friend who had dairy intolerance, and that really is just lacking the enzymes your body needs to digest dairy. We got her on kefir, and she doesn't have dairy intolerance anymore. She can eat cheese. You have a wonderful evening too. Nice talking to you. Would I say fix your leaky gut first and then do a parasite cleanse for RA? I would say if you are still suffering after you fix your gut, then potentially. But I have a feeling that if you fix your leaky gut, your RA symptoms are going to go away. 2 months for the first allergies to drop. Yeah, that was fast. That was super fast. Lena, I would say it took you a while to get that damaged, right? That damage was not an instant thing. Like, it took a while for it to happen. So it might take a couple of years to be fully healed. And you really do have to be patient with yourself in paying attention to what's doing what to your body, but it can definitely help. The issue is most people don't want to put the work in to make the lifestyle adjustments and be patient and consistent. It's hard. Yeah. But once you start feeling those big changes, like as soon as that first allergy was gone for Alyssa, as soon as her daughter's skin cleared up, she was like, that's it. We're good. I'm going to do this. Like, I'm set. When my ADHD symptoms went away, for the most part, my ADHD symptoms are gone. I was like, okay, well, this is my life now. I'm fine with it. When I think about it, it's true. Whenever I eat nightshade veg, my joints hurt and get inflamed. Yes. Yeah, for sure. Nightshades have that effect on people. And you have to, it's probably a food intolerance. Your gut is leaking, right? It's going into your system and it's irritating everything. It's stirring everything up. So if eating a bunch of potatoes makes your joints hurt, your gut is leaking. And so once that tight junction is sealed and those nightshades, inflammatory things that are messing with you can't get through anymore, you'll probably be able to eat them again without any pain. And that's just how it goes. It's super, super powerful medicine. My kid came in to get more kombucha. More kombucha. We need to do a kombucha class again. I haven't done a kombucha class in a while. When should we do that? Next month, maybe we'll do a kombucha class. I need to make kombucha. I'll probably make kombucha this week. Any other questions? I always post my replays. So if you found this very valuable and you need to go back and catch up again, I always post it on my page, so just go back and watch it. It'll be there tonight. As soon as I'm done here, I will post it. So if you missed the beginning, you can go back and watch it. There's a lot of really good information in there. You're trying the white tea. Oh, the white tea's good. I love white tea with my kombucha. It's delish. That's probably my favorite. Green tea is like a close second. Black tea, I'm like, I could take it or leave it at this point. Now that I've had white tea, it's just changed everything. How much kombucha are you making a week, Alyssa? I've been making 4 gallons a week. Do take probiotics to heal my gut? No, taking probiotics doesn't heal the gut. You have to cut out the bad foods, and then you can use things like the pectin in the apples, the collagen in the meat stock. Slippery elm will help heal the gut. And then eating things with lots of polyphenols, so red cabbage, pomegranate, berries, anything that's dark colored or red, those are the things that are going to feed the Akkermansia, which is actually a microbe that lives in the mucus lining of your gut. That's what's going to help to bolster that and make your gut less permeable. I have a really hard time telling when my kombucha is ready. You just got to taste it. You just gotta taste it. I just let mine sit. Mine sit for 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. I know it's ready at 2 weeks for sure. That's kind of how I do it. We don't mind our kombucha a little tart. It tastes like apple cider, like a really good apple cider. We love the green tea so much that we're scared to try the others. Yeah, the green tea is really good. I like green tea for sure for kombucha. We'll do a kombucha class next month. We'll probably do it in May. I'll pick a day to do kombucha. I fell behind, so I only have 4 going right now. Understand. During the summer last year, or not summer, this fall, I went through a phase where my kids were not drinking as much kombucha, and so I went down to like 2. Yours is a little sharp. Are you using black tea? Dolores is saying her kombucha is a little sharp, and that's very common with black tea kombucha. It gets more like bitter, tangy. You're using green, okay. So you may decide you want to like pull it back a little bit and bottle it sooner, potentially. But you may just have to test it for, a couple of days. Like, oh, we're coming up on the 10-day mark. I'm going to test it, day 10, day 11, day 12, day 14, and figure out what day it tastes better. So I used to do 1-month kombucha ferments where I would give it 2 cups of sugar. The more sugar you give it, the longer you can ferment it for, because that's the food for the microbes without it getting sour. 1 cup of sugar for 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. Yeah. So if you set an alarm on your phone for 2 weeks, you should be good. It's 1 a.m. in the UK. Better hit the sack. Thank you for answering my questions. Lovely. Absolutely. Yeah, you're going a little too long if it's sharp. Yeah, Lena, feel free to DM me if you have any more questions, and I will post the replay so you can catch the beginning. Have a wonderful night. Good night. All right, friends. Time is it? It's been about an hour, so I am going to hop off, and I have another call that I'm going to go to in an hour, so I'm going to take a break. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Go DM me for the milk kefir guide. If you need it, just message me milk kefir guide and I will send it right over to you. May have lost this batch, but it does make good ABC. So you can always, Dolores, you can add a fresh sweet tea, like mix up a sweet tea and add it to your kombucha, like 50-50, and let it ferment for just like a couple of days. And that oftentimes will get rid of that tang if you want to try that. It's worth a shot. Love you, Misha. Love you, Alyssa. Thanks for coming, Dolores. Night, guys.